Welcome. I'm Matt Sisley. I'm a solution advisor at NTT Data Business Solutions.
Welcome from my side too. I'm Asad Mahmood. I'm also a solution advisor around data and analytics at NTT Data Business Solutions in the UK.
Welcome to our Transformation Talk series, a series of videos where Asad and I will be talking about data, analytics and AI.
Yeah, as Matt has just suggested, there's so much shifting around data and analytics within SAP, whether it's BDC, whether it's the acquisitions and all of the customer questions that we get. So yeah, really looking forward to the upcoming videos and the discussions that we're going to have.
So Asad, Sapphire back in May, the autonomous enterprise, the big SAP vision for the automated enterprise. What do we think it really means for customers?
I think so much is changing with what's been introduced at Sapphire and also what SAP have been doing with, I guess from our point of view, BDC. But the key thing I am seeing with customers is that it's about getting your data house in order, so to speak. And from that data, you're able to deliver insights, not just to users as we've been doing over the years, but agents and devices and machines.
Yeah, and I think that's fundamental. I mean, you know, the autonomous enterprise, the idea is that you'll have business processes that will run autonomously, and that means agents making decisions. If you've not got human eyes on all of those decisions to go, that doesn't look right, it maybe should be more like this, that's where data becomes really critical, isn't it?
I think exactly that, Matt. I think the integrity of the data is just going to be on another level again. I mean, clearly it was important in previous years, but I think it's going to be that much more important now that you've got things like agent looking for context. And I guess that's where things like data products from SAP are going to be so crucial, where you've got this data that you can rely upon, not just for, your regular conventional data and analytics experiences, but if you're serving that data up to agents, you can be confident that it's data that's got that context embedded within it, and it can serve those sort of use cases as well as the analytics ones.
Yes, agree. And I think as well, it is that sort of dual uses of those data products, and it's not just about SAP's data products. It's also about the data products that we'll be building for customers as well, that are specific to particular business challenges or industries. And I think that's going to be really key, just to make sure, as you say, the data's contextually rich enough that those models can really reason as well as maybe a human can reason. Of course, SAP have made some interesting investments, haven't they, in terms of the reasoning capability in the platform.
Absolutely. And I think, as you've just touched on, Matt, as well as the SAP data products, what we're also already seeing with customers is that there's the need to extend those and include your own custom data in there as well. So there is provisions within the platform now to create custom data products, but the same fundamentals still apply, that you need to ensure that you've got these highly reliable governed data sets that you can then confidently allow things like the agents or the analytics to work with.
Yeah, and I think this is where Business Data Cloud, obviously as part of Sapphire, it was repositioned as being part of SAP's Business AI platform. Because if you think about the AI capabilities that exist in, S/4HANA Cloud or Cloud ERP as it's now called, those things are grounded in the data that's in that platform. But Business Data Cloud is becoming kind of key for how you can then enrich that with data coming from other places or your personalizations, your extensions of that data to make those models reason more accurately. And I think if you combine that with SAP are about to make an acquisition of a company called Prior Labs, and that acquisition is bringing a lot more innovation in the space of the reasoning capabilities and the performance of those reasoning agents into that platform. So those two things coming together mean that you'll probably have a much more automated capability. You'll be able to trust that platform much more, don't you think?
Absolutely. And I think just to go slightly deeper on that, one of the things we're seeing in the last, 9 months or so is the development of these tabular foundational models, which I was reading somewhere is like the chat GPT moment for SAP data. But this is about tabular models and how you can deliver more effective AI and, practically speaking, predictions on tabular data. And that's where, again, as you've just touched on, Matt, SAP have made massive inroads with things like the SAP RPT models, the latest one, I think 1.5 that was announced at Sapphire. And again, as you say, the Prior Labs acquisition. I mean, let's wait for the details to emerge from that. But I suspect that's going to bolster their capability around tabular foundation models even further.
Yeah, I agree. And I think these things are really kind of fundamentally move the needle on business operations. You know, the ambition of a lot of businesses for a number of years has been, how do we grow 50%, 200%, whatever their targets are, without increasing all of their back office headcount and their staffing at that level. And I think the reality is these things will allow you to do it. You know, you maybe take away quite a lot of the processing work. At the moment, people are using AI primarily to coach people to do their jobs better. These reasoning capabilities backed up with a solid data foundation should allow you to actually delegate the decision and the automated process to the machine. That's a fundamental shift.
And I think we're already seeing that a lot of that capability is being delivered from within the platform. So SAP are making it easier for users to consume that insight and the intelligence behind it. But I guess the other thing we'll have to keep an eye on is how that continues to evolve and how customers can embrace those capabilities that are natively delivered by SAP. But of course, as we know from our experiences over the years, there's always going to be additional requirements that are very specific to customers. And that's where, again, the tooling and capability that we have within SAP BDC, Business Data Cloud, will be very important for us to work with customers and deliver those requirements holistically.
Thank you. So in our next episode, we will be talking about how Business Data Cloud really supports this requirement to create a solid data foundation.